The Rams are getting healthy as the second half of their season begins, but is that going to be enough to take out a familiar nemesis from up north? Hi, I'm James of Faithful Angelino Sports with your Rams Week 8 preview against the San Francisco 49ers. And if you enjoy talking about the defending Super Bowl champions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We absolutely talk Rams football here. Now, to get you caught up, because the Rams are coming off a bye week, San Francisco is slumping. They've lost 2 games in a row. Matter of fact, if you looked at the standings now in the NFC West, this would come as a surprise maybe to some of you, but the Rams are actually above the 49ers. Niners 3-4, LA 3-3. And it's gotten a little testy up north, as a matter of fact. Over the last couple of weeks, a couple of scribes, they questioned Niners coach Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan got bristled at the assumption that, I don't know, maybe he's not as smart as he thinks he is. Stuff like that. And I understand why there might be a bit of resistance. Because if you recall that 24-9 beatdown that the Rams took up in Santa Clara, at that point, everybody at ESPN, they were all agog. Holy smokes, look how great the Niners are. Man, they are just Super Bowl bound. Holy smokes, they effed their picks too to get Christian McCaffrey. They're going to be a juggernaut. They're not going to be stoppable. So yeah, do you remember all that stuff? Because obviously I do. Matter of fact, if we were going to put McCaffrey to the side for a moment and go back to the 24-9 humiliation earlier this year, there were 2 things that I recall most from that game. The first was how extremely predictable that the Rams were on offense. It was a crazy little performance. The offense for the Rams put out 24 more plays than San Francisco and still got outgained. So much of that offense that night went to Cooper Kupp. And eventually, the 49ers adjusted. And on a bubble screen to Cooper Kupp, a San Francisco defenseman, he picks off the short pass. It's a pick 6, and that's your ball game. Matter of fact, I would say the Rams defense performed well that game. It was literally all about how the Rams could not move the ball against the Niners. The second thing that I remembered most about that game was that the offensive line had to get healthy. The Rams, by the end of that game, were down to their 3rd string center, who has since, by the way, been cut. The guy is looking for a job now. So now we fast forward to today. Are the Rams healthier? Yes, absolutely. Have the Rams started to show diversification on offense? Absolutely. You take the victory against Carolina, you had 8 different people carrying the ball against the Panthers to try to generate more run offense. Matter of fact, you had 8 different players catching a pass. So it wasn't just all going to Cooper Kupp. So they're getting healthier. They diversified the offense. Sunday is going to be a different story, right? No, actually, I don't think so. I don't. Because, and then by the way, it's not because of the Christian McCaffrey trade. To be clear, I don't think the 49ers are going to sack Matthew Stafford another 7 times like they did up north. I don't see it. But they do generate pressure on quarterbacks without passing, so I do believe that Stafford's going to get sacked a few times. The reason I would take the 49ers is because they have beaten the Rams 7 consecutive times in regular season games. Until LA proves otherwise, you have to be honest with yourself and say San Francisco has the edge. Now, you could sit there and say, well, wait, James, they did lose those last couple of games. And the defense for LA is pretty damn good. I agree with everything. But let's say you stick, say, Bobby Wagner on Christian McCaffrey or whoever the reserve running back is going to be. Cool. Let's say you take, and for once the Rams go man-to-man instead of zone, and they put Jalen Ramsey on Deebo Samuel. That's great too. But then the Rams don't necessarily have the answer for George Kittle. Do you see what I'm saying? There's just an additional option that Kyle Shanahan can use against the Rams defense. Not that I think that the Niners are going to drop 30 on LA. I don't. I believe this is going to be a low-scoring game. Maybe if anybody's lucky, somebody's going to get in the mid-20s. But having said that, I think the Niners at this juncture have a few more options. Now, you might freak out a little bit over what I'm saying, particularly with the idea of LA dropping to 3-4. But I won't freak over that, and here's why. Before the season began, the Rams were supposed to have one of the league's toughest schedules, and that is not the case now. Matter of fact, you could make an argument that the toughest opponent that the Rams have left in the regular season is San Francisco. You could. If you think about it, the Rams are going to be playing the AFC West. True, Kansas City is tough, but do the Chargers frighten you with all those injuries? Do the Raiders? Do the Broncos? Nope, not really. Green Bay and Tampa Bay are a mess. So is Arizona. They're going to play the Cardinals again. So yeah, I'm not going to necessarily worry too much if the Rams get swept in the season series to the San Francisco 49ers. To me, what makes this game important, although you do want the win, what makes this game important is it will give LA the last amount of data that the front office is going to need before Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. They were talking about effing their picks for Christian McCaffrey. Didn't happen. Maybe they go get a wide receiver. Maybe they bolster their pass rush. The pass rush, which, by the way, is 31st in the league at generating pressure against opposing quarterbacks. So, yeah, I think this is actually an important game. And I do think the Rams can win. I think they can win. I just wouldn't put money on it. Not just yet. But I do believe that this is going to be an important game to figure out how the rest of the season is going to turn out. So you let me know what you think in the comments thread. And once again, if you enjoy talking Rams football, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We talk Rams football here. I'm James. Thank you for watching. Faithful Angelinos is a Corte El Queso production. Take care.